Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am filming a book review. I am reviewing Loki, Where Mischief Lies by Mackenzi. This one is out on the 3rd of September, so soon-ish. And I got my arc from my friend Justine because she's nice. This is one of the first of the young adult novels that is going to come based on characters in the MCU. I believe, don't take my word for it, this is just what I remember. And it follows Loki, if that wasn't obvious. This follows Loki, I guess, before the movies, if like it is seen upon as canon in the MCU. I don't know. It's at least supposed to be Loki in the MCU. I don't even know. It's like published by Marvels. I don't know what's going on, okay? It follows Loki, who has a friend in this one called Amora, and she is a sorceress, and he, when he grows up, is told like, don't use your magic, be a warrior like your brother Thor. And he generally didn't use his magic, but Amora could use hers, so she started teaching him. She had really bad influence on him, let's just say that. And then there is this event every century or so where Odin look into this mirror and see the future to prevent bad things in Asgard from happening. And he sees something there which is like really shocking, and Loki's like, what is it? And he wants to know for himself, so he and Amora goes to see. And then they ruin this mirror. They find out that his father saw himself leading an army of the dead, and therefore assuming that Loki will be evil. And from this springs a lot of, you know, judgments towards Loki, like he is expected to turn bad, and it's like Thor is the best brother, he's gonna be king, you sort of suck, and doesn't give him like, I guess, the opportunities to show that he is good, and it's just assumed worse than Thor. Mora is banished for ruining the mirror because she gets the blame. A few years later, mysterious murders are happening on Earth, and Loki is sent as punishment for messing something else up again to Earth to look into these murders. It's basically like a punishment. It's not like his father actually cares about murders. It is set in the 19th century London, which I actually never read. I never read the synopsis properly, so I was very confused of which time zone we were in the beginning. I didn't know if we were in modern days or like back in the day, but they kept mentioning carriages, so I just assumed it was like something like that. Anyway, I really don't know how I feel about this. I can start with saying that I am actually quite disappointed in it. I was very, very excited when this was announced because hello, Loki, a book about Loki, yay. But overall, everything that happened in this was just very underwhelming. We all know what MCU is, and we all use it as grand, great adventures, and here it all felt like so tiny, but like I didn't expect it to be like saving the world kind of adventure thing like Avengers. That's not what I expected either. It's sort of like an origin story thing, but it was just very underwhelming and predictable. It was like very, very easy to read, so it just felt like a super simple story because I felt like everything was just so simplified. I don't even know how to explain it. Everything was just too convenient and too predictable to like be the complex, intricate story I wanted from a Loki story. Like, he was just so straightforward that I didn't really feel like he was even Loki. But like, of course, he's a kid here, so he hasn't like grown into the one we are used to, but like this is him going into that, and the whole journey from him being this, I can say, naive child having the hopes to get thrown in Asgard to being the trickster slash liar we know him as, is just not believable enough for me. He keeps saying that his father doesn't give him chances to prove himself, but when he does, he keeps lying and cheating himself to prove himself. And I know that like maybe some would say that's in his nature, blah blah blah. He feels like he doesn't get any chances, so he needs to cheat himself these chances. And I'm not saying what Odin is doing is correct. I just still felt like Loki was contradicting himself. Like, yes, of course him and Thor was treated differently, that's not fair at all, but I don't think Loki here helped it along as much. And I feel like Loki himself blames others for not giving him a chance and thereby not giving himself a chance, and then just going the short way around. And if Loki wants us to believe that he is the better guy, then why is he not acting like the better guy? I don't know, it's very complicated. I just overall feel like the end that we got was not earned for what we were served here. Like, not gonna obviously spoil it, but his development was not believable for me. And I guess I know that Loki is a villain and all that. That's fine. But here it was just sort of how he became to be that villain, and it was just not believable. I do of course think that Odin and the people around him treated Loki unfairly, because they did, but just the way Loki comes around to this is just feeds into their perspective of him. I don't know. It's like they are forcing him to be the bad guy. I guess that goes into a bit that they expect him to be one. I know that Loki has always been like the one who has been jealous of Thor, and thereby going to the ways that he does too, and doing the choices he do because of this. But the jealousy and all that was just not deep enough to make it believable for the choices he made, I guess. Okay, what I did really find funny is that Thor speaks exactly the same way here as he does in the movies, and Thor has always been like my favorite Avenger perhaps, so I just found him really funny here, but like he is sort of an ass as well, but that's fine. And the whole Amora plot and she just being there, like we all knew she was bad news, even Loki knew she was bad news, and I was just like, why are we having this storyline? Couldn't we have anything else? Because this is very boring. I personally, of course, haven't read the comics. Maybe she is there somewhere, I don't even know. But I didn't care for her or the story, and it was just so obvious. I was done with that thing. When he goes to Earth, he does assist like detectives and stuff in their investigations, as I said, for these murders that are happening. And then there is this organization named Sharp. That's the name they have before they become S.H.I.E.L.D. And I really did enjoy that. That was like a little teasy bit that I thought was funny. Loki here is also like bisexual, I assume. And he also meets another character, Theo, who is also bisexual. They have some conversation about this where Loki says that in Asgard they don't care who you're with because Theo had been like thrown in jail for being into men, and Loki just thinks this is so strange. He's like, what? Why would you care about this? And I just thought that was a fine little detail there, and I like the thought of Asgard. I call it Asgard. More. So Loki says, on Asgard we don't have such a limited view of sex or love for that matter. There are no rules about who can be with whom. Certainly no one is arrested for it. And then Theo later says, not right after but later in the conversation, says, it's nice to know that there's somewhere out there in the cosmos where people like me don't have to be afraid. And I thought that was nicely written, okay? That was very sweet, and I want to hope so too, because Earth sucks. Loki also says that he is comfortable in both genders and is comfortable being a woman or a man, so that was also very interesting. And just the representation here was nice, and that is another positive thing I did like about the book. But as for a villain origin story, as for a Loki origin story, it just didn't keep up. It just didn't give the impact that I wanted from it, because like I care about Loki, I care about these characters already, but this book just made them seem so uninteresting. If it was gonna be like trickery and clever, we had known him as, now it was just so stupid with the trickery. I guess, as I said, he's young and he learns, but like, how stupid can you be? Like, even I was just, wow. And also, I don't really like his face here. I think it does not look nice, but I do like the color scheme on the cover. Overall, I was very hyped for this, but was, as I said, kind of let down. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either, and I was just like, okay, that's it. So before we end this, I want to read another quote which I really like. So Theo says to Loki, I wish I could make your world want you. And then Loki replies, yours too. I found this part a bit interesting because in Earth, people don't want Theo because he's bisexual. And on Asgard, they don't want Loki because he is predicted as to be evil. So they both just don't belong where they are. Of course, everyone in the world always feels like they don't belong where they are. Point is that I feel like these themes and stuff could have been explored deeper. Actually, like everything in the book could have been explored deeper, like Loki's jealousy towards his brother, his relationship with his father. It all became very one-sided and again didn't have the reasons or grounds for the actions that were taken, etc. So yeah, that was my main issue. But it did have some nice parts and it was entertaining, but overall not what I expected. I'm done now. I hope you enjoyed my review for Loki, Where Mischief Lies. I hope I made sense because I just babble a lot. It is out on the 3rd of September. Pick it up if you think it sounds interesting for you, and you will see me soon in a new video. Bye!